thank you all for being here. I want to introduce my dear, dear sister. There is a story why I wear this beautiful necklace. And you've heard us speak about the California Genocide Conference several times, and I was one of the co-chairs along with Olitha of that conference, and it was painful. And on Sunday, those were 14-hour days. And on Sunday, I didn't think I could come back another day. I was beat. There was a lot. I was drained. I was afraid. I had a lot of emotion going on in me. And what I know to do is suit up and show up, right? We show up. That's what we do. And I walked into the room, and Miss Jacque walked over to me with this in her hands, and a little medicine pouch in her hands. And she gifted this to me, and she told me that Creator told her that morning as she went to put it on that it was for me. And it was like putting on armor, full body armor, and I felt a resilience come through me and a powerfulness that I scarcely can bear to not wear it. So Jacque, come on up. This is Miss Jacque Nunez. She is from the Wanyenyo Band of Mission Indians, a Hashiman Nation. She is an entertainer, an educator, and a healer and medicine person. And Jacque is going to teach us all how to make baskets. Here you go, Jacque.
All right. But I think we're going to go outside. But
we are going to go outside.
I'm so grateful to be here. Anthony, I just love you. I just love what you've done in Southern California. I pray it's like a fire that just grows up California and reaches our people. And I've been a teacher for 40 years, but actually 30 years ago, we moved back to my ancestral land, and I married a native, not California, Seminole and Tohono O'odham. And my kids, we promised that we were going to let our kids just be Indian. You know, I always knew I was Juaneño, and we'd always go back to San Juan Capistrano, but we didn't have ceremony. We didn't have nothing. And my kids all wear their braids every day to school, and they were made fun of. And the kids always wanted to cut their hair and called them the girls. And I went to the school, and I told the principal, I need to be there. I need to share with these kids who we are. We're the builders of the mission that's right across the street. Those are our ancestors that did that. And my kids have a right to be who they are. Now, my youngest is 32, so this happened like 27 years ago when we didn't even have the concept of bullying. And I just took things off my wall and asked my auntie, who was a basket weaver, and I just put together this show. And by the third assembly, Joe Wilson, who was running Indian education, saw me and he said, I need you to be part of my team. I want you to go to every school in Capistrano Unified. And so I did. And then from there, I created a company called Journeys to the Past. And then pretty soon I was working for Orange County Performing Arts Center, and pretty soon someone said, can you make a play out of your storytelling? So then I made a play, and then, you know, every time they'd ask me to do something, yeah, I can do that, and I would put on a hat. So I was courageous with everything that I've done. And if I could tell you to do anything, number one, find out what your passion is, and we've talked about that, everybody has. At 7 years old, I knew I wanted to be a teacher, and my father noticed that I wanted to be a teacher, and Shorty's Market had that big chalkboard up on the wall, and he was taking it down, and it was tattered, and the corners were messed up, and he gave a couple bucks to Shorty, and he brought it home and gave me a piece of chalk. I played school for years on that chalkboard. And if my brothers and sisters didn't want to play with me, I had an audience. I was talking to the people every day. And I grew up to be a teacher. I graduated from USC. I became Educator of the Year through the state of California with our Indian education program. Why? Because I loved what I was doing. And if you can find out what you're passionate and do it and make a little bit of money along the way, my gosh, it's like I'm supposed to retire, but I'm saying, I don't know if I want to retire yet. But my son will be taking over. And you know what? The child, I don't know where he learns everything, but he's up in Canada, and all the elders have taken him under their wing. And because his wife is Cree, they've taught him all the language, their ways. And yesterday, Jackson, it was the first time it ever happened in Saskatchewan, that a non-Indian school asked First Nation people to come and share about their culture. And it was amazing. And his cousin, who is his wife's cousin, he showed them how to make a bustle. And the kids were coming in, and the bustle's gonna hang in their office as their experience. And my son taught them the hardest Cree song that he ever, he said, I don't know, Creator told me just do it. He goes, and Mom, that was all you up there. There was 150 kids singing a powwow song that's very difficult to do. But I always teach the kids, I'll sing, then you'll sing, then I'll sing, then you'll sing. And before you know, we got everybody singing. He did it that way, and now they're gonna be on some television station and newspaper for what they're doing. But we are breaking barriers. We're breaking barriers. And, Abel Silvas was here a couple weeks ago, and he was all depressed, and he said, I didn't do a good job, and I don't know what I was saying. And I said, Abel, let me tell you, you and I were together 30 years ago, when nobody had they just didn't want to be up on stage doing anything. Your part is already done. You can sit back and watch all the young ones now. You're gifted, you were talented. Don't worry about today or yesterday. Your work has already been done. And just like you've passed the baton to your family, you passed it on to your relative, wherever we pass the baton, we pass our knowledge, and it's starting to really become a movement. And it's beautiful. I'm honored to be here. Part of me being here is showing the world that we're not that different. I'm Juaneño and I'm up the road, but so much of what we do, you did. Our language is different, but we're family. And at this moment, when we're together, I am your auntie. Just like somebody said, I went to UCI this morning and there were kids there. And I said, I know you're away from home, but if you need an auntie to talk to, get my number from the lady here. I'm here. How many people, as you all know, we've talked to people and said, I'm your grandpa for right now. Don't worry. I'll give you those words. So as elders, we have responsibility, not only to our family, but to all these others that come. And today is historic for me just to be here again as we make a movement of fire that I believe is just gonna reach out, and all the Indigenous people in this country that were ignored, that were invisible, that were put in boarding schools like my mother, that is going to be the past. And we're gonna step forward and we're gonna stand up. And I'm not gonna be my mother who says, if I wasn't so dark, they wouldn't have taken me to St. Boniface. Instead, I'm gonna say, Mama, they invited me down to SDUS again, and I was there making baskets again. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to share who I am. Let's all take that stand too. Yesterday, we're gonna work on that because we all have those hurts, but we have to also be courageous as we step into that new place that Creator has prepared for us. So thank you. We'll do some basket weaving.